how would you grade the Houston Astros offseason if they bring Alex Bregman back and if they don't bring Alex Bregman back? Two different grades. Joe, let's start with you. How would you grade the Houston Astros right now for their offseason, given that Alex Bregman is not back in the fold and after they have moved on from both Kyle Tucker and from Ryan Presley, but they did bring back a super high prospect in Cam Smith, pitcher Hayden Wisniewski, Isaac Paredes from the Cubs,
and
Christian Walker as well. So they've added, in terms of volume, more than they've lost. And in Ryan Presley, I think we'd all agree, what are you really losing right now? Your seventh inning pitcher, best case scenario, since Brian Abreu's better than him too. But with Kyle Tucker, you are missing out on a guy who during the regular season this past year was MVP-esque. Then, of course, he injures his leg. The Astros thought it wasn't a fracture. He thought it was a fracture. I would imagine some sour feelings along the way there. He played poorly in the playoffs. Now he's in Chicago. So, like, there's one side where, damn, this guy was awesome. But there's another side of, well, you won a lot of games when he was hurt and he stunk in the playoffs. So where are you at? Grading the Astros offseason, not knowing what's happening with Alex Bregman, assuming, in fact, Alex Bregman's not coming back.
And also Justin Verlander, they let him walk without bringing him back. But I put that in that's in the plus column.
I don't know if it's in the plus column necessarily as much as it's like, hey, he didn't even make your postseason roster. Like,
yeah, I think I would have been annoyed if we were hearing talks about luxury tax and collective bargaining taxes, and then you pay Justin Verlander $15 million to come be the worst starter in your rotation. So I think it's the right move. I give him a solid B. I think they deserve a B.
A B?
Yeah.
Even if Bregman doesn't come back?
Yeah, because you made the decision to stop acting the way you have, which is allowing these guys to walk with getting nothing in return. Which, look, you kept winning, so it made logical sense to why would you change your behavior. You had replacements, but you've got a terrible farm system now. I know guys keep coming up and the Space Cowboys won the AAA championship and all that stuff, but that's because it's mostly 4A players that aren't really big leaguers. So they bring in Cam Smith, so you now have your best prospect in your system you've acquired by moving on from Kyle Tucker. You have Bryce Matthews already there, but then you've also upgraded at first base significantly. You've probably downgraded at third base, definitely defensively. Probably the peak of Bregman. Paredes isn't as good, but you replace them with a real player. So I give him a B. Wisniewski comes in. He fits into a rotation until a mythical Lance McCullers or Luis Garcia returns, and then you can move into the bullpen.
You got four guys coming back at the All-Star break, and Danny Brown's going to say, we acquired four pitchers at the All-Star break. Just wait until it happens. It's going to happen. That is a Danny Brown textbook move.
So I give him a B. I thought about going lower because of the state of the outfield, but I like where the Astros are at right now.
Damn. Joe, I feel like you're getting walked over here.
Soft grader?
Yeah, and you're the son of a teacher.
Yeah.
Were you traumatized by your father's grades?
No, he probably passed me too easily.
Ooh. So you learned to be an easy grader, huh?
Probably.
It was like the NFL to the Chiefs. Just like massage the grade a little bit.
Yeah.
You definitely massaged the offseason there. I mean, the way you said it made sense. It was logical. A B, though?
I think a B is fine.
A B is good. C is satisfactory.
So you think C?
Well, you know me. Logic and an opinion? No, we don't play that. From a vibes perspective, I'm sorry. No Tucker. Bregman's gone. D.
Vibes are bad.
I'm just saying it's not satisfactory. Because I don't know what Isaac Paredes is going to do. I don't know if Hayden Wisniewski is going to be good. I don't know what Christian Walker is going to do. I don't know. So, while the Tucker move made sense, and Alex Bregman, right now, I mean, you look pretty smart waiting because doesn't seem to be much interest in Alex Bregman. Maybe he does come back. But without Alex Bregman, I'm going to say D. With Alex Bregman, I will say C. Satisfactory.
Wow. That's all you're going to give him?
I mean, every time we do a grades thing, like Paul just ends up giving out a C. Just because it's like, you did your job.
C. Satisfactory. Listen, this is last year. What? a team that barely wins the American League West
Mm-hmm.
still. And I mean, with 88 wins after the start that they had, I mean, last year was largely frustrating. And yeah, Astros always winning the AL West, the AL Championship Series streak was snapped. F that. I want a little urgency. You don't get my loyalty
I
for
will say,
good.
yeah.
It's not eternally granted. We ain't married. You didn't put a ring on my finger this year or last year or the year before. And I know it's only 30 days into 2025, but I'm looking at it as 2025. Where's my ring? I haven't had a ring in 3 years.
It's true.
D.
I am gonna. Okay, maybe I'm grading them on a curve a little bit. I think I am being a little bit nicer as a grader here, because I just kind of know what is happening in front of me.
You trust them.
No, I know like who they are. I know that they're not going to spend a ton of money more than what they've already spent, and that because of the decisions that Jeff Bagwell made, he hamstrung this franchise. That because of Rafael Montero and because of Jose Abreu and the money that you owe them, that like they're not going to add a ton of pieces, that they have diluted their farm system to a point where you couldn't acquire Dylan Cease, who seems like he's going to be traded before opening day. Like he would be the best pitcher on the Astros. He'd be better than Fromber. Unless you want to trade Cam Smith, you don't have the money for it. You don't have the prospects for it. So I'm grading them on a little bit of a curve for sure, because I just know where they're at.
We're grading a 2-time champion on a curve.
Well, I just know that Jim's not going to spend a bunch of money.
But he is spending a lot of money.
Well, he's not going to spend more money. He's going to wait until these contracts go away. I mean, Alex Bregman came off the books, Verlander came off the books, and so did Kyle Tucker, and he replaced him with 2 expensive players, 2 players that make a good chunk of change. There was part of me that Paul went into this offseason thinking that Kyle Tucker would be traded, Bregman would be gone, and they wouldn't really replace them. That the replacements would be like Jorge Polanco at third base, and John Singleton would just be your first baseman, and they would just be terrible next year. That was one of my biggest concerns, was that they were going to do a financial reset this offseason, and they didn't do that. So I give them a B. So I'll go B+ if they get Bregman.
Ooh, look at you.
Well, you got to upgrade it. I can't go I'm going to give him an A.
Right, I was about to say.
I'm not gonna give
you
it
gave
an
him
A.
a B without Bregman.
Yeah. Because Altuve's still your left fielder, which I still don't really get.
I know I'm going to sound like an elitist cake eater douche here, but I mean, God, I can tell you didn't go to great schools like Thayer Academy and Shorecrest Preparatory School and Syracuse University.
No, I did go to an art school.
Not
That's
St.
where I
Paul's
got my degree
Elementary.
from.
Like all the schools that raised me. I went to private schools my whole life. You know what? The grade scale is a little more difficult. And I don't like that. A B is what a C used to be. I don't like that. That is 100% what is happening in our education system these days. I don't like it. I don't like it.
Actually,
We have lowered our standards. Huh?
That's way worse that's happening. You can't fail kids now.
You can't?
No. There's a lot of schools, maybe not in Texas. I'm not at that point yet where I know this, but I know in Illinois, softies, that even if a kid doesn't take a test and doesn't turn their paper in, you have to give them another chance. My dad would have to use to rewrite tests for kids that got caught cheating. He would have to rewrite them individual tests.
Wait, so he got punished for the kids cheating essentially?
Yes. Because they don't want to fail kids.
Yeah, because they want to get rid of them.
Yeah, well, that's honestly, I get that.
And
like I don't want this kid in here. Like, get him out.
Probably hurts your numbers as a school. Probably hurts the funding.
Man. Yeah, I don't like this.
Yeah,
I don't like this, but hey, okay, listen, Joe trusts the Astros right now.
I mean,
if you're giving them a B, you trust them.
Yeah, I trust them for what they're doing right now. They've met my expectations this offseason.
This is what's really happening. They're rolling the dice on Paredes being awesome at Minute Maid Park. They are rolling the dice on fixing Wisniewski, and there was a very good chance that we could be looking at this in a way that we looked at the Yusei Kikuchi trade a couple of months after it happened, where at first I was like, what? I've seen this guy pitch before. Then he comes to the Astros and he pitched great. But I'm just saying right now, and as correctly brought up on the Twitch, Paul, your baseball take's generally terrible. Listen, I'm not denying that. I know mine are entertaining, and this is all off vibes, baby. You lose Bregman and Tucker, I'm supposed to be excited going into next year. Same thing as like if you hire Nick Caley or you hire Gerard Johnson or you hire even worse, Bill Lazor is your offensive coordinator. I'm supposed to be excited going into next year. So listen, I'm Mr. Casual. You gotta excite me. It's a D without Bregman. It's a C with Bregman. It's satisfactory. But
Yeah.
I listen. The Astros season doesn't begin until the American League Championship Series, and I guess there was a lockout last year.
Well, I think that means actually now it's the wild card round. I think you have to move the goalpost back a little bit. Actually, you can't say that when they didn't get there last year.
No, I can't. I still will.
Unfortunately, I don't
Last
think you
year there was
can.
a lockout. Clearly,
the other part that I speaking like grading on curves. I mean, they're literally banking on for me to be right. The Astros are banking on the Crawford boxes. Like that is really what they did this offseason. That like Paredes is going to hit the way he has in other ballparks, and these 300 and whatever 15 whatever it is of the boxes are going to be a bunch of home runs for him. Like that's really what they're betting
it
on.
really is.
Like they are banking on the Crawford boxes being a huge reason for his success. The Crawford boxes are the reason why you can entertain the idea of Jose Altuve in left field. I mean, like the Crawford boxes are the most important player on the team this year.
They are. Is Dana Brown going to say that going into the year? Like, we really decided to make the Crawford boxes.
You know what?
A key part of our organizational direction.
B-. I gotta move the grade.
Oh, don't
wait.
No,
I forgot about something.
No, you said B.
The name Dyken Park sucks. I forgot about that.
We'll get to that in the Astros.
We gotta go B-. We gotta move it back a little bit.